This is an excerpt from an article from mysteriousuniverse.org entitled Creepy Unexplained Mysteries and Enigmas of the Internet by Brent Swanser. Some mysteries of the internet have more of an air of urban legend than others, but this doesn't make them any less spooky. One tale that has made the rounds is that of a woman named Annora Petrova, who was a figure skater and had big dreams of someday becoming a world champion. The story goes that one day she decided to look herself up on Google on a whim, and to her surprise found that there was a Wikipedia page dedicated to her. Oddly, in addition to the usual Wikipedia background information, the page gave her information on things in her life that had not even happened yet, such as figure skating competitions she would win or lose. It was like a crystal ball, and she began to make a habit of checking the page before every competition to see whether she would win or lose. Out of curiosity, Annora tried to go onto the page to edit it, and the page began to spit vile hatred and venomous vitriol at her. Among some of the menacing rants that suddenly materialized on the page were predictions that she would become a quote-unquote pathetic little orphan, and that her parents would die in a horrible car crash, as well as, quote, Annora Petrova is a selfish little bitch who is going to get what she deserves, end quote. Despite breaking down in tears every time she looked at it, Annora still felt compelled to look at the page every day, and she finally called Wikipedia to complain, but the company claimed to have no knowledge of the page she was talking about. The panicked young woman then tried to call her parents to tell them about it, but she claimed that every time she did so, she could only hear an ominous, sinister laughter on the other end of the line. Annora then is said to have headed to Switzerland in pursuit of her dreams, and her skating career supposedly really took off. One day after auditioning for a show called The Ice Circus, she checked the mysterious Wikipedia page again to see if it said whether she would pass it or not, and it instead stated that the next day, quote, Annora Petrova died friendless and alone, end quote. The distraught skater apparently emailed the whole ominous story to her friend, and it ends with a chilling statement as she sits in her room waiting for the predicted death to come for her. Quote, God, it's been forever. I keep refreshing, but it still hasn't changed. I'm waiting for midnight. I don't know what to do. So I locked myself in my room. There's only a few minutes to midnight now. All I can do is refresh the page. I'm exhausted, but I can't stop. I'm afraid, end quote. This has the distinct feel of merely a creepy internet legend, but it is still unsettling nevertheless.